All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're connected from. If you can see my screen, kindly type 111 on the chat box. If you can see my screen, kindly type 111 on the chat box. You're welcome this afternoon. You know you can see my screen, kindly type 111 on the chat box. Right, type 111 on the chat box and try to still invite your friend wherever they are. Let's make money together. Okay, the language of our live scalping and trading session is to make money. Okay, so if you can hear me, you can see my screen. Type 111 in the chat box. Let me know that I'm discussing and we're together. We are moving together. Yes, I'm waiting. Kindly share the link with other friends, community member. Let us make money. There is no harm in making money together. It's a mighty ocean. So it's a place where everybody can make money and nobody will uh, take what belongs to another person. So it's a general market. Okay, so you can hear me. You can see my screen live on direct. Type 111 on the chat box. Everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Yes, you can hear me live on direct. Type 111 on the chat box. Okay, thank you very much. Right. I trust you always, always, ever ready. No good. Always, 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 ever ready. Okay. I think for the fact that I was a little bit down since last week, the market have been very, very well, fantastically juicy. And a lot of people have been making a lot of money. We have plenty of people passing life um, challenge. Somebody just passed 150K account yesterday, and the account was picked just 2 weeks ago, and now 50K 150K account is passed, and so the fellow now have to do his KYC yesterday, and so that's amazing. I think it's amazing, and so it's just for us to know that the forex market or the global financial market, it's a nice place right now that all we need is to sharpen our skill set. Okay, just to sharpen our skill set. That's the only job you have. So if I were anyone in our ecosystem right now, you are listening to us wherever before, because we're going to be kicking off a lot of activities, training, and all of that. So it just better. We said trading is an asset, and the great type of asset of trading is combination of three things: the mindset, the skill set, and the tool set. And lovely enough, we have everything. So you will be the problem because the mindset is going to come from you. Nobody can teach you psychology. You will teach yourself. So the mindset is from you. But the skill set, if you are ready, is still from you, but we will put you through. That's the truth. Then the tool set, of course, is available. The scanner is there. Just subscribe for it. But we still discover that no matter how powerful the tool set is, without the skill set, the tool set, of course, you can battle around and then see succeed. But without the mindset, it's an error. So it's not enough to have a tool set without the mindset. So it's very important. Okay, it's very, very important. So let's go to the market. So if you can hear me, if you're just joining us, and you can hear me, type 1 on the chat box. If you have your friend everywhere, just to notify them and help a brother or help a friend. Okay, it's very important. Now, so let's start from our gold. We took gold this morning, and we took a counter trend, a counter entry. I'm not going to go detail about the analysis. I was saying it last week. Many people do not know why gold bounced from here because there was a fair value gap here, and there was another block here. This was at the extreme uh, protected low. That's an established low, and many do not actually look at it. So that's why our scanner is massive. Why is it massive? It actually help you to structure. So the skill set is that you learn basic things how the real structure actually work, not just a textbook format and all of that. So we're looking for a buy or a sell. So let's quickly look at it. I've done a lot. These are fair value gap. Fair value gap, other block, they are powerful reference point or institutional footprint that you would love to take trade from and then to secure your activity. So let's go. We have said that we're using our scanner, and then uh, we bought since yesterday on gold, and we still bought today. Now, if you look at it, yesterday was another buy. Okay, on Monday. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Monday. Okay, yeah, so Monday, we bought, as it were. So massive move, and then we bought again. So you can imagine as the market moved down. So I'm not going to go those detail. Perhaps I will need to take off all fair value gap so that it would not complicate issues for us. All right. So now we're on a 4 hour time frame. Now there is a fair value gap we're waiting for here. So quickly, so that we'll not, and I'll give some of us the assignment. So please, you're going to be on the watch because we need to navigate other instrument. We want you to find a trade. Okay. Now, so we're waiting to sell gold from there. Now, but quickly, if you look at it, this is 4 hour time frame. We have series of what do they call it? Fair value gap. Okay, so there's a kind of internal structure over here, and this is another block here. So with this other block, we felt that the market was going to have some kind of level of rejection. I'm not going to have too much explanation. We already have a tool that mark all of those major points for us. But when you have basic knowledge, it's going to help you a lot, right? So if that is the case, so it means that on the 4 hours equally, we have this point here as like structural break, and then we have an internal structure here. So if it's going to sell, it's not as if we may say to sell entirely. Because when I was telling somebody that we're going to bounce from that other point, it felt like, how? So that means if that's the case, we have a low here and the high here, and then this point is a new low. Okay, so we actually had broken these. It's a little bit dicey because that's if you have an inducement here. Now, so let's go to 1 hour. So, but just pay attention for us when the trade is going to be giving us a headway. So, on 1 hour time frame, too, you have this low, all right? You have this high, then you have this low. So, altogether, we have a shift already now. So, this look like an inducement. And so, if this is shift and inducement, and then we have this fair value gap both on 4 hours and 1 hour seated here. And so on 4 hours, all of them are imbalanced, right? Because this is a liquidity void. That is, market just all through sell, no counter entry. And so that means the source, the origin, need to be recognized. And one of the lovely thing about gold is that it does respect structure. That's one thing we should know. It respects structure, it respects national footprint, and that's why gold is very sweet to trade. Okay, so we're waiting for a sell from this region now. But for that, I will tell you, we're waiting for a sell. What if we break out of that point? Then we'll now know what to do, ladies and gentlemen. So, but just pay attention. Why do we took this trade in the morning? We took this trade in the morning, and I'll quickly explain to you. So, like those of you who have our scanner, you subscribe for the scanner, but you don't even make use of it, or you will see. Uh, now, if any of you have this scanner and been judiciously making use of it, you agree with me that you don't even need Felix for signal. What you need is more understanding, not one telegram signal and all of that. Because there's no signal as beautiful as the one you created by yourself. So why do we take this trade? I will talk something about time sequence. We know that it was a pullback because we have changed the structure. This is a market structure shift on 1 hour. Yet we have this signal. So that means this is like a pullback as it were. So if this is a pullback, we said the moment you have a signal on 1 hour, go to 5 minutes and take it. And you know this is gold. It has so much volume. Now, if I was gonna, so we took that trade, and then many, of course, may not even have an understanding. So we took that trade. Look at 1 hour time frame. So just to go straight down to 5 minutes. And so when we went to 5 minutes, we could see the proper entry. Now you ask me, Felix, why do we go to 5 minutes? It's very simple. We went to 5 minutes so that we can have a reduced stop loss. So this is where that's coming. Then this is where you could find the entry, right? I think was around AM something, or around 3 a.m. or so. Yeah, around 3 to 4 a.m. in the morning. And that was a very beautiful sell. And so that means with this repeated of your scanner on 5 minutes, we don't just jump out to say, I'm trading on 5 minutes. Yes, you can be scalping on 5 minutes, but we create a narrative. There must be a story. Okay. So with this story that you came from 1 hour, so that gave you more confidence. That was why we give a short position. Now to further even reconfirm it for more sniper entry, that's where we step down to 3 minutes. Now I know many patients wouldn't understand. So when we step down to 3 minutes, it give you another nice entry. Can you see that? So that means we took a trade and then short the position. Now I'm doing this because when you are taking trade, a lot of people will still ask me question. Now look at it. If I take a trade here due to 170 pips for gold, it now depends on your market size, how you are doing it. So the first target is usually 1:2 risk reward. Now it's usually 1:2 risk reward. The gold has actually not gone down to where it's supposed to go to because we have so many other area of influence, reference that the gold is supposed to come to. But your own is not your business. Your business is that can gold give me what I'm looking for within this time frame or within this region? It did 380 pips for those who were just like taking profit. But for someone who was still trailing it down to this last point, now that gave about how many? About 560 pips, almost 600 pips. Now you can see that your key level were already supported. Look at the touch, a touch, touch, and on the third touch, the market was bouncing. Okay, so that was how we look at gold, and then see took some trade in buying up and all of that. So let's go quickly back to where we were. We said we're waiting for if gold we just have whatever, and then move up to this point. So patience is required. Okay, so patience is required, and that's why we say that. Now, we are very soon we're going to enter session. We have section tools that we use to look at the market on sessions. So, but before that, so let's quickly look at other instrument because we need to take some trade right now. So we said to use our scanner is very simple. Let's look at Euro USD. I actually scalp Euro USD today equally. Now, when you go on daily time frame, this is how I delineate my trade. And this scanner is very powerful for you. How? Say when you come in, you want to look at the previous candle close, that is the previous day. So that gives us an idea that today for Euro USD was not going to be too palatable, right? You can think there are fundamentals about Euro USD, Euro as a currency today, right? So this today is 25th of March. So 25th. Good. So look at 25th. Okay, where is the okay, it's not even a very serious kind of a thing. All right. Euro USD. That's Euro. It's not that even powerful kind of not sure. So they are not too major, perhaps. So so now, but this candle, why do I always love to check my daily candle? I want to see a momentum, and I want to see either no candle continuation theory whereby I need to check my daily bias. That's very simple. Don't no much trouble on that daily. So euro, of course, you see that euro was confused for you today. So there was nothing meaningful you are going to get on euro up and down, and then so even gold that some persons would think that oh certainly it has to come to this price. Be very careful. May not deliver and honor that point because there are so many liquidity area that it could return back to as it were. So looking at Euro USD ordinarily was not too good for me to trade. So we want to look at an instrument that have a very healthy whatever outlook. I'm not a fan of trading too many instruments at the time. So look at USD JPY. So USD JPY, then look at Bitcoin was I traded Bitcoin yesterday and today. So let's look at Euro USD JPY. Because of this, because we can swing, maybe we should go back to gold first because I love people to just get a trade as much as possible. Okay, that's more in. Sorry, let me just check over here. Okay, you can see gold on 50 minutes has even given a selling, right? Because this is London session was just choppy, was doing up and down, and for anyone, so when I see a signal either buy or sell on 15 minutes. Ideally on gold is 3 minutes or 1 minute. You step to. Yeah, so I think it's still more dicey, and so you will just the best bet is what we have said to, but that will have formed an entry. No, this was not confirmed. None of them were confirmed. So, but at the returning to this rejection, invariably you created a gap here. So, who will have taken a trade? I'm sorry about that because you know what we normally do here? We normally find a trade at least on 1 minute to make sure that we're in profit first before we do more detailed stuff. Okay, this was already mitigated. So, let's see if we're going to come to this support because this was already mitigated. Okay, so, but remember the ultimate. So this was mitigated. So remember the ultimate place is that we have to go up to reject at that fair value gap and all of that. So while I'm trying to work on this, so if you break this, so you just have a hook here of this point, and then this was already mitigated, so that could form just a support. So quite unfortunate, I was not seeing this on time. So none of the candle has closed below. So if we're going to have a rally up there, then can form just a short buy to have some. But so I think I was telling somebody, I said that is if New York session will sweep the high, then we will have a nice sell. But if it does not, if it wouldn't, that means it's just going to go back to. That means that on the 1 hour time frame, that means if it does not go above this, so we know that this is an inducement. So that means you're going to return back to this fair value gap and this order block. And that will arrive on 1 hour time frame. That will arrive on PDRs, on the discount level, right? I was telling somebody on the ecosystem that except if euro actually plunge, so you can see this. Oh, I'm sorry, not here. Is here. So you can see that this fair value gap is a target. So if you return back there, that means we're likely going to inverse the other point. And then this is another block. So you can see alignment into the equilibrium and golden zone, then even crossing to the no, OTE. Okay, optimal trading entry. So good. So let's go back to this. Okay, so I think it's bouncing from this other block, though on 1 minute time frame. So it's only a sniper hand that could do this. You have a sniper hand. Unfortunately, this does not give a confirmation. So let's this candle close bullish. That means you're only taking small jumps, but it's very risky. But those of you who scalp with us on gold, you know how we do that most time. And then once you find an entry, it's just like a 50 pips, a multiple of 50 pips, 100, and all the like. Okay, so let's watch. Let's watch. I'm coming. So, are you gonna close bullish? If it does, then that will give an entry for a short buy, and then put stop loss below. But if it does not, then we'll pick the pieces down here. Right, like I've said earlier. A few seconds to go. Oh, it closed bullish, so you can take. You see, so this is why we do confirmation. So because this candle that printed this, the preceding candle was bearish, so which made it. So that means what I have said is what's going to happen. So please don't get panic. Okay, we didn't find from here. So when we return down to this fair value gap down here, you're going to see our scanner will print another what's it called, another entry, as it were. Because if you look at it right now, the one we sold and make money, the market return back and into this 5 minute order block. and then now selling. Okay, so let's leave that. Let's take any instrument because I want you to find a trade while we're waiting for gold to materialize for us. Okay, so let's quickly take other instruments and then go to daily time frame, find the momentum. Oh, GBP, JPY. Now, this was doji yesterday, so there was nothing you can say. So when you have a doji close previous day, the new day is an indecision. So you have to be very careful until when you have a proper close, either taking the high of the doji itself or the low or close below it or above it, then you can now be talking about getting into a trade. So I want to find a trade with momentum. Well, this one I mentioned in last 2 weeks that the buy, I don't know how many people bought into it. I say just buy and forget it. That because this was a market that had been bearish since last year, October or something. And then the recovery was obvious when I checked some stuff. So when I check this stuff on daily time frame, this is PBX buy sell. This is another kind of scanner. No, it's not general for everybody. I just use it to pinpoint higher time frame kind of okay dealing range as it were. Okay, so you can see that it actually stepped down to this point, and you can see a gap at this point that was filled up. So probably so it's still gonna buy for as long as possible. The challenge with this pair is that it has a very volatile spread, and so not every beginner could take it, but you could see what really happened. Powerful stuff. This is the low. This is the candle. Then like another block here, and then we have this internal high, and then market return back to the other block. So it has been buying. So quite unfortunate. Um, we cannot get into any buy on it. So I hope somebody is still checking what's it called for us. I do believe that somebody is still checking it for us. Okay, so let's take other instrument. Euro JPY, a bit choppy, though when you go to a lower time frame, I just want to find a bogus. Okay, AUD JPY. You see the previous day. So now, what you do is that most times when you go to a 4 hour time frame, that give you the structure. And if you cannot find what you're looking for signal, you're going to 1 hour. So I wouldn't trade all of this because how long, what journey are you going to give to me? So it's not going to give me what I'm looking for. All right. So let's go to USD JPY, USD card. This is a doji. So I think this is a break of structure up. So whatever it's going to do now will just be a pullback. And so how? This is not a momentum candle. Even if I go to 5 minutes now, it's going to be very dicey of my entry. So look at it. Okay. So it's going to be very dicey because the momentum was not much. So it's going to just be a pullback when this candle close. So if I look at on 3 minutes to find a sniper entry, so that means just a small jump you are going to take. So if you want to sell USD card, you can sell, but that's a scalping. So what you do here is to do like this, and then just enter this price as it is now, because where you ought to have entered was so that just like 9 pips. So let's see, can we find 1:2 risk reward? Oh yeah, we find 1:2 risk reward. So that means the entry was what price is that? So it has gone back to the entry. So you ought to have entered. Let me look at it. So remember I told you it doesn't have momentum, but so that's a trade for you there. Okay. So then somebody want to ask where's my stop loss? Let's USD card. Now, so trading, once you have a scanner, is for you to learn basic things. So you shouldn't give yourself unnecessary stress. And I've always said this time without number that once you take a trade, your stop loss must be defined, right? So let's say now this trade, yeah, you know, you narrow down, say it lacks momentum. Ordinarily, I wouldn't take it, but I'm just looking for which trade can you take. But gold definitely was going to give us what we want. But like I said, I have a sell since morning, and I have a position I left. I only book my profits till when it return back to that zone. So maybe before we finish the market, we'll have gotten everything. So this is 9 pips as my stop loss. That's about what price that one. That is all right. So let me just look at it. Remember, it's a counter sell. So if you return back to 1 hour, being a counter sell, let's look at it. So being a counter sell, but it's not even a fantastic trading as it were. So being a counter sell, they will have a breakout structure here that we do. So some of those pairs can be very funny, can be a lonely pairs. If not, if you look at it, this is a high. If you pick from here, we will have this. Okay, this is a high. Think about lack of momentum. So you see, still dilly dallying, not really defined as it were. So, okay, let's take from here. So that means opposing candle. This trade can drag. That's the rubbish about some of those pairs. I'm just looking for what possible. So that means where it is okay. Then your stop loss over there. That's your stop loss is 1.1.37969. Your take profit is 1.37754, right? So we say your SL, SL. Sorry, I just wanted to find a trade, maybe because it's been a while. SL is 1.1 what again? Okay, what did I call it? Okay, it's 1.38. Sorry, 1.38036. Then TP. Remember, I told you it lacks momentum. So if it drag you, don't be afraid. It's just one funny pair. It's a good pair, but those are not. I trade momentum. If my entry, if I'm seeing a trade without momentum, it doesn't even make sense. So, but let's just do 1.37754, something like that. Okay. Now somebody will say, what of the entry price? Instant. Also, which is average of that? So it's struggling there. So gold supposed to have sold down. I'm sorry because in most of our live session, it just to still help a lot of people to understand market, trade and all of that. So now let's go and check our gold. Gold supposed to have fall like a rock. Let's check. Let's go and check gold. So because I have a position I didn't close for sell. Good. See, right? So I think on the group, OJ, are you in? I was telling OJ, except if Euro USD was going to push up. So most time when you want to purely depend on total structure of gold, you can miss a lot of things because by the structure though, it's already bullish on 1 hour time frame. And I just told here, 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 here. So maybe before you can find a buy now on gold here. So that means my position, I'm still good, right? So I'm still good on my gold, as it were. Okay, so let's quickly go to look at any other instrument we can find fast, because you guys need to make money. Okay. Which one would do we just say okay? Sell was USD card. It's going to drag you anyway because it lacks momentum. So let's check card JPY. Okay, so let's check card JPY. Okay, so card JPY2 is struggling, though at a very good point, right? Because this would be the on daily time frame. Yeah, so this should be the high, this recent break. So that means you're still within. Yesterday was not a good one. It's like no momentum, no decision. That's what it means. Look at this candle, sweep this high, make sell that day was going to be selling, right? Then This one went up, and then to continue was a trouble for it. That was not a good one. Now this now today is struggling here. Probably went up for, so if we end up having, so this is the trade that when I come I just avoid it because of lack of momentum. But can I not trade it on lower time frame? Why not? Because if we go back to 4 hour time frame, oh, that's very bad. So it's a continuation of the sell that's still rampaging the whole place. So look at your daily 1 hour time frame. That's the 1 hour time frame, the buy, or what do we call it? So when you got this buy, like I told us that some persons like God will always tell us that if anyone is trading with this tool and the signal pop up and he just take the trade, he can have about 70% win rate even without doing anything, because we love refining. We don't like just entering to the market irrationally. We love a story around a trade, and this is very, very important for us. Yeah. Okay, guys, sorry, there was an interruption. Can you hear me, please? If you can hear me, please just type 222 on the chat box. You can hear me because there was power interruption just now. Can you hear me? Just type 222 on the chat box quickly. Thank you. Thank you. Can you hear me? Type 222 on the chat box so that we know that we are together. Can you hear me? Type 222 on the chat box, and you can see my screen. Type 222 on the chat box. Thank you. I've not seen the 222, so I still believe we're not together. We're together. Type 222 on the chat box very quickly, please. You can hear me. You can see the screen. I want to see 222 on the chat box. I'm not seeing anyone typing 222 on the chat box. I'm not seeing anyone. I'm not seeing any. All right. Thank you very much. Okay. That's a confirmation. Now, look at this trade. You will are rocking this trade. So you can see why we come by using all of this. So on 1 hour time frame, number one, it give you the buy. So a very key support, right? And if you look at that support, what has happened there was like an inverse fair value gap. All right. So an inverse fair value gap, right? But the market lacked momentum though. An inverse fair value gap after the market had rallied up massively. We have a sell, and then we now bounce again here. We return back there. Look at it. Your structure is showing you. You can see LLL. If you have a scanner, you see LLL there. That's low, 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 low. This is an internal. This is a bit higher. This is like a displacement of this one, and then it give us a signal. What do we say? Once you got a signal on 1 hour time frame, go to 5 minutes, right? So that to find appropriate entry, and then if that's you know that the momentum is low, then you want to step down to 3 minutes so that you can find more. Now, this was better off. We can accumulation manipulation. This candle need to close above this, so this will have been your entry. But what can I do now? Nothing. So that's the exact thing you just do. Have to find appropriate market, whatever. So as it were. So I need to. Which one do we check quickly? Let's just check. I'll just use 1 hour to check it. Okay, USD card. Okay, let's look at this one. This one says sell. This is equally a pullback, if I'm not mistaken. I will not be able to check any much narrative. So, but let's go there. Let's take on 1 hour time frame, and then let's go to 5 minute time frame. Oh wow, this is lovely. Is it just a pullback? Now, another thing you should learn here now is that can I take this trade? No, it's not your trade again. Okay. Because most time I ask people when you take a trade, where should be your stop loss? Is what determines if you really know what you are doing or not. Because at the time the signal was called and then you come to 5 minutes, this will have been a very perfect entry for you. And then your stop loss will be minimal. So by now, so I just hope somebody is learning something. Especially those of you who have this scanner or those of you about to subscribe for this scanner. So that will have been 1 ratio, targeting 1 ratio, 2 ratio where you are close. And another thing is that when you get down here and it didn't cross because the support was there, then for manually closing your trade will not be a bad deal for you. All right. So which trade do we just say we are selling? Is it USD card or something? Was it USD card or something? Okay, USD card. So our trade is running, right? So you can see your trade is running on USD card. How many of you took the trade? If you take the trade, type 222 on the chat box. If you take this trade now, type 222 on the chat box. If you took this trade right now, okay, no, type 333. So 222 have been used. Type 333 if you know you took that trade. If you took that trade just now, type 222 on the chat box. I know some of us, some of us who are already trading since morning, we have some position running. So professionally, you can't just be taking more trade. But those of you who are new, who just join and all of that, show us how many of you who took that trade. If you take that trade, can you type 333 on the chat box? Let's know that some that new in our system. I take the trade, type 333. So like me, I take it because I'm the teacher. I don't show you to take trade without taking. I'll have to look for my. Sorry, network just interrupted us again. Okay, so now you can see. So now when you take that trade, right? So remember, I say it's a counter trade, and then you actually want to see. Now, there's one lesson you have to learn, everybody. So if I take this trade, since it's counter trend, definitely you didn't take a very big position. Irrespective of the position you take, you already have your stop loss. So, and you have put your take profit. The only thing is that you come to supervise to know what's happening and not to attach to the trade. That's how it runs. So let's go to check the gold. Funny enough, so gold is still running my previous trade. This one was not activated because we say we're waiting. And I hope we've learned something very importantly. You can see we're waiting for trade to come over here. Now it didn't, right? And because we have an existing direction that we're waiting for it, then let me go to this guy. Let me use this one, not 1 minute though. So it's 1 minute is crazily pushing massive kind of a thing. Yeah, so let's look at it. So what happened is that London section opened today in the morning and couldn't even sweep the low, though we have a dead zone like Frankfurt that opened. Okay, I think gold may now do something now. Okay. At the end of the day, we have a sweep here. Now we have another. This is a kind of total displacement. So let's look at what was going to happen for gold. But I'm still very, very, very optimistic for me to see a very nice entry. And I'll quickly tell us why it's good to take a trade at a proper entry. You will be comfortable in putting your stop loss as appropriate as possible, and you'll be able to fix your take profit as appropriate as possible so that you don't guesswork. You don't guesswork. Okay, so let's look at that other instrument if we can find anyone quickly. Let's just do for that. So we have checked Euro USD. I said it's very, very funny. And so you can see that it will still be selling, buying. And so if you look at it, trust me, look at it. This is, when you have a candle like this, so please, this is the story. You have to learn the story. It's very important. When you are trading and you cannot tell the story behind what you're doing, it's not good. All right? Cannot tell the story behind what you're doing, it's not good. Yeah. So, and that's why I want to advise us to, if you have a scanner you are trading, if you know you go to work, maybe like 5 a.m., 6 a.m. in the morning before you go to work, look for a trade, set it there, put your stop loss, go to work. Then, so the day run, you will have been able to make better money, yeah, than when you are struggling the market. So when we come here and look at this, you can see this market have been struggling. So, but on a good day, if I just want to maybe sell favorite pairs, if you go to 4 hours, look at the signal of 4 hours since yesterday. It's still struggling here. That's it. Now go to 1 hour. Can you see, right? Nothing. It's very flat. No momentum, no activities, and all of that. Now, when you take trade here now, you are going to be struggling. That's the truth. All right. So then if you go to 30 minutes or 30 minutes, you can eat. So all of those signal is going to make you to be looking at the chart every second to know, okay, I hope it has not stopped me out. You just save yourself from, and that's why when somebody say, we give signal every day, we give 10 signals every day, I say, hello, are you the owner of the market? He is that. So, but sometimes, like on this 30 minute, you find the signal on this 30 minute, you just go to 3 minutes to find a faster entry and all of that. So, I think let's look at Bitcoin also. I just want to find, and that's not how it's supposed to be. You're supposed to find a very good system or entry for us. Okay, I think GDP. Oh, did I lock you? Excuse me. What's going on here? AUD USD. Okay, I think USD want to jump back. That's what happened. So you could be stopped out of your USD card. Was it USD card we took? All right. So this is daily time frame. Look at the previous day candle, right? Undefined, and so the market is just very funny today, right? So go to 4 hours. You don't find any meaningful thing for that day. Then no meaningful thing for that day. So this is why sometimes you take a trade, you are stopped out because there is no clearer direction. All right. Here we have this. Here the week is below. So this is confusing, right? USD chef, AUD card. I can tell you that the one that was very, very better today was Bitcoin shows just like a pullback, but previous day closed bullish, a pullback yesterday. So today it's able to find a trade. Oh God. Okay, so even this one, so it has a momentum, but it give a clearer move. So you go to 4 hours. Now go to 4 hours. This was previous day's signal, was a very fantastic one. Yesterday was a fantastic, or Friday or something, was a fantastic one. There was a trade we took yesterday. It dragged us so much before it finally delivered. So you go to 1 hour. So 1 hour, 4 hours are structures, okay? They are structures so that you want to now. So look at this because it's crazily dicey. You see now, if you take this trade now, we're going to be stopped out because it's dragging back again now. So we can find trade. So we have to be patient for our gold to come to this point, right? I'm sorry, I have a position running for the sell. It's as if I took the partial take profits and then allowed the other trade to run. Yeah, to see how it's going to deliver. So Euro USD, you can see how dicey it is. So 1 hour time frame, and so it's still selling. So that means now this is the thing you don't want to do. A lot of people get carried away. Now this market is already here from the zone here, targeting the zone. People jump at it. Be very conscious of not jumping to the market at the middle of the zones. It can be very, very traumatic. So you'll be struggling, you'll be as if you are now begging the market, oh, give me my money, and all of that. You don't do that. So just wait patiently. Because, like I was saying, that Euro USD, the 30 minute was what printed and all of that. So if 30 minute printed, we have no one printed here, right? So that means I'll go to 3 minutes, perhaps. Sometimes I can even start from 5 minutes. Maybe you could find an entry on time. Look at it. So none, yeah. Even it was printed, but was not an A plus or valid signal. Now a lot of people just think that when a signal is printed, we say we want a good confirmation, especially when you go to lower time frame. This does not really give us what we wanted. However, we have a kind of a bearish candle close after all. But the more A plus is the one that closed, subsequently after the market adjust its own movement and all of that. So you can see how you'll be struggling if you take any of this trade and all of that. So let's go back to this. So oh god. So I'm sure we must have been stopped out of the USD card because the way USD now is pumping. Let's look at DXY. No, this one. Okay, so 5 minutes. USD card is pumping massively. USD, sorry. So anything against USD, you'll be pushing it off. Okay. Euro USD, GBP USD. Okay, so let's look at BTC. Let's look at BTC. Okay, so let's look at BTC. Although BTC overall 4 hours, okay. So let's look at BTC, even 4 hours printed sell. So let's look at BTC. All right, so let's look at BTC. Let's go to 15 minute first. See if we're even late. So 1 hour, the 15 minute we're late. So 1 hour, we are even late. Yes, we're even late to the 1 hour because you used to get some good move, collect the money. So there are some time when you come in, you're late because you are going to carry the bag. So if you go to 15 minutes, that was a good sell. Yeah. Now, if you have been using a scanner, if you have been a scanner user, can you tell me why this 15 minute sell was a good one? Can you tell us why this 15 minute sell is a good one? Then you go to 5 minute time frame. So can you see that? So this is how you take our signal. Very, very powerful. You don't need to bother yourself. It's a straightforward kind of a thing. So it's unfortunate that here you can tell why we said this is better than any mentor because you wouldn't wait for us. So like while we're waiting for live session now, and we don't find a trade because we just want to get a trade, you will have gotten a trade on BTC. That was around what time? What time was this? This is around 12. That's about 1 when we are preparing to come to live. Signal was printed. This is a very powerful sell for you. Yes. So even if today is for correctional training, that will help you. Though even if it's a pullback, 369 point, 1 ratio, 2 risk reward. So you're getting closer. If not, that you must have even hit. Now there was a pullback. It's none of your business. Your stop loss was there. Now, when we say okay, when you take the trade, what will make me to extend? If I go back to 15 minutes, so the support is clustered, right? The momentum is still high for buy. Okay, but when you go back now, you see the momentum, right? So the 1 ratio, 2 risk reward somewhere here. So you are waiting for the delivery. That's how you take this signal trade. Very simple for you. You're good. and then you'll be making money. And whatever you engage, if it's $20 you're engaging at a goal, you are doing 1:2 risk reward. The worst thing, I don't respect a man who can have good entry and will not exit with profit. And what can cause that is that some of us think that, okay, I want to just take the trade and leave it as long as possible. No, forex market is not like that. Even market generally is not like that. Before you could do that, there must have been some level of securing you have done, because trading is all about, number one, protect capital, number two, secure profit, number three, trade with profit. That is a very, it's a vital thing. But most time we will enter a beautiful trade and you do nothing, and that trade take you out, or will travel and do very good profit and then come back to take you out. It doesn't really make sense at all. It doesn't make sense at all. At all. Okay. I'm just looking for any instrument. I'm not the type that trade too many instruments at a go place. So that's why you see, just checking. So our USD card is still going well, right? Let's go to 15-minute time frame. It's still going well. Let's go to 5-minute time frame. Okay, it has a very strong pullback, like when the USD was doing. Now, this is trading for you. You are put your stop loss. If you pull back, this is the mistake most people do. It's not a mistake. The ignorance is, we play the ignorance. It's not a mistake, because if it's a mistake, you understand, but an oversight, because you have not made the trading part of you. And so when you now take a trade like this pullback that was happening, somebody will say, before I go and hit my stop loss, let me go. Let me quickly close it because I don't want to lose my money. Now, listen, this is how it is. Let's say you are trading with $500. If it's gold, I have said this time with that number. Yeah, you may say you are an aggressive trader. Fine. If you are trading gold with anything less than $500, unless you refine to the barriers minimum, you can't use more than 0.01. Please. I know what I'm saying. I had somebody when he came to our trade one day, and then he was trading with $50 and he entered the trade. He make about $22 immediately, and say, it's gambling you do. It's gambling you do. Because if anything shake happen, you will have taken that money off. Yeah. So now look at it. What was the stop loss of this one when we entered? Let's check it. The stop loss is 9.1. So let's call it 10. Is that correct? Let's call it 10. So this is how you trade. So I think that should give me a mind to educate some persons, and so that you don't gamble your trade. A trade that doesn't come to you, don't run after it. Let it be. We'll meet later. That's how it is. Now, if this trade you are trading, let's say you are trading with $100 or $200. Now, this trade is how many stop loss? 9.1. So let's call it 10 because of your spread. I said any trade you take without going back to your position sizing is not trade, it's gambling. And sometimes some people have put their position sizing, I put a fixed amount. You are trading with $100. If you find an A plus setup, like that one we enter is a counter trade, it's not an A plus setup. It's just that I want you to find a trade. Okay, so understand. This trade we enter is not an A plus setup. It's just that our scanner is a powerful. You can see the advantage you have over this scanner. You give you a buy, give you a sell. You understand? But you have to know how to make use of it effectively. So now when you come here and you are trading, let's say you are trading with $100, or let's say 200. Now you are exposing 5% of your money into the market. It doesn't matter. Let people call you name. I see in some platform they will say, just put don't risk more than 20% of your account. I laugh. Oh. I'm sorry, I'm a conservative trader. If I want to be aggressive, I can be aggressive. But if you want to be aggressive, like some of us who are hybrid trader, sometimes we're aggressive, sometimes we're conservative. But your personal account, or you are trading a copy account, it's better you didn't make profit than you blow people account. Be very careful. So here is this. I put in 5%. And what is the stop loss? 10 pips. Let's see. You can use 0.1 comfortably because it's $10 you want to engage. So if this trade go your way, where are you? So if this trade go your way and deliver the 1:2 risk reward, you have done $20. Okay, if it's 10% you want to engage, 10 pips, okay? Calculate. Say you can use 0.2. Now, the lot size is not the problem. Is the stop loss to distance. If the distance of your stop loss is not too wide and it's a confirm, because sometimes people say, I put my stop loss here. What factor responsible for your stop loss? Sometimes can be above resistance or below support or below recent or previous swing low, previous swing high. People just I put my stop loss here. Market come and take it, say, some don't give a buffer to their stop loss because we don't have an idea why we're even setting the stop loss. It's very important. So if that is the case, now you say you can use 0.2. Now, the 0.2 you use is not the issue. Do you know amount you engage? You engage $20. So it doesn't matter. So if you hit your stop loss, you have lost $20. Very simple. If you hit your take profit, perhaps maybe there's some traders that once the trade, like now, let's say this one we entered, once the trade go to break even, what do? So like this, if you go to break even, this is what they do. They take partial profit. But that should be when you are in a very big trade, you understand? So they take partial profit. So let's look at it now from here. So here it's already 10 pips, right? That means I've done 1:1. So what do? They now secure part of the profit. But they won't trail stop loss. They won't adjust the stop loss. They take partial profit. That means since they engage $10 and they take half, they have gotten $5. So what is in the market is $5. You get it now. So sometimes that is part of risk management. It doesn't matter. Trading is not a competition, it's to make money. Somebody will tell you you are too fearful. Don't bind the person. Do what work for you. And then, attain what you want to attain. Then finally, so sometimes when you now extend out, like maybe you go back to your higher time frame, maybe like 1 hour. So like me, I've already told you that here, this market, so this is what we call single candle, opposing candle. So that means you are looking at this point for the market probably to come and touch and bounce, right? You can see that what we're doing is a counter trend, okay? So on 1 hour time frame, I've just done the measurement and it was around this point. So that means the trade will get there or probably could get there. So everything you're doing is probability, but you're working with higher probability. And that's the benefit of these two, right? The tool does not just sprint buy or sell, it has a confluence. We call it triggers that make it to actually create that buy or sell at that point in time. It's just not a random kind of buy. Don't worry, you guys are going to be getting a lot of teachings by the time we start, because by the grace of God, if all things being equal, by next month, April, if it's not beginning, but from the second week of April, we'll be doing more of training, but that will be more for exclusive subscribers and then general training too. Trust me, if you come in to our ecosystem, even general training is enough for you to be trading. Because what we want to do is depositize people, into, so that you can sharpen your edge, sharpen your skill. Guys can see now your trade is going. Now I'm sure at a point when the market was pulling back, was there no level of fear? There was a level of fear. Now it's going gradually to hit your take profit. Going gradually. Imagine a counter trend, right? So if you go on 30 minutes, you can see here. So if we go on 30 minutes, let's take this way now. Go on 30 minutes, I take here from swing low to swing high. So you can see that on 30 minutes too, the discount is here. So we have the equilibrium here, even before your take profit. Then you have from here to this place as the golden zone, and then you have the OTE down here. So can the market actually come there if you want to buy? So that want to buy, you definitely want to wait to see Now, the question you now need to ask, so I'm now teaching you guys right now. The question you now need to ask, inside my OT, there's something significant there. See, according to you know, go tell me, say, trading is just easy, just that people are lazy, they don't want to pay attention to what works. There's a level if you are trading and you are still going crazy, too overexcited and all of that, that means you are actually not trading. Trading is boring. So because you have to obey certain rule. And so when you are obeying rule, that's why anybody can claim to be a leader. But to be a follower is very difficult. You absorb a lot of things. That's the same thing in trading. Trading is teaching you, is showing you and coercing you to do against what you like. If it's what you like, you just want to get to the market and see trade and enter. But market say, hey, hey, calm down. You can't do what you like. I tell you what to do. You cannot obey it, then you fall by the wayside. That's exactly this. So if you look at it now, so if I take out this single candle because of 1 hour, I will have a lot of strategy to identify. So if you look at it now, so that means this is a fair value gap. Now watch what will happen if this market eventually travel down to this point and start having some level of rejection there and print another set of candles. You're going to see the scanner again will tell you a buy. Okay, it will tell you a buy. Now, sometimes people who now normally secure some part of the profit when it has done 1:1, maybe somebody who like entered this trade now with maybe $200 or $300. So somebody who enter it with $200, $300 because you know that it's a counter trend. What do you mean by counter trend? That is not where the direction of the market is. So you can't feel free, you can't relax like somebody who is taking trade that is in the direction. All right. So that's why you now say, okay, when it has done this amount, I want to push this and all of that. And you see why it is still slow that way. I told you that it was a kind of confused market ordinarily when you go on daily time frame to check. You know that this market is bullish, right? 1 hour is bullish, on 4 hours is bullish. You get that? Also, you see that? So what we did was against the trend, okay? 1 hour is bullish, 4 hours is bullish. So that's what it is. So you're just taking a trade against the trend. Okay. So that's why you want to book part of the profits, especially when you use a very big amount of money. Okay. So Bitcoin didn't deliver properly all because Bitcoin showed more strength last in the morning, and that's why we took some trade and all the like. So if you look at it, Bitcoin we don't want to agree, still want to push up as it were. Okay, so gold was our favorite kind of a thing that deliver money faster. So you can see gold is still struggling. All right, it's ranging just like what it did yesterday. After the range, I was telling some people in the office, and I told them that after the range, we're going to have a spike up, and that was a very fantastic one yesterday. All right, so I think since we've gotten a trade, so please just manage it. Remember, I say it's a counter trend, and you don't just want to relax, you want to monitor it so that you can take your profit and till when we find. Well, I think a lot, anyone who took that trade, you have made sizable money. So, yes, I think you have done that. Okay. So, you see what gold have done again. That's why I told somebody, can you see that? So, this is more like kind of sideways move all this while. Look at it. Look at what gold did now. Let me take off this. The whole environment is too clumsy. Let me join off this. When you are trading, you have reference point, but can you see what gold has done? So now when I listen to people tell them, I don't trade in 1 minute or 5 minutes or 3 minutes, I said then you are not trading gold. If you are trading gold, when gold decides to be choppy, it's choppy, but there's money in that chop movement and all of that. So if you go to 5 minutes now, you will have you will have bought. If OJ is here, will tell us why we'll have bought because we'll have bought here, and then from here to here, we'll have done how many pips? Maybe that's what many people do not understand about gold. Sorry, only this move. is over 140 pips. Oh, yes, 140 pips. So 1 minute, this is not a confirm, this is a confirmation. 1 minute, excuse me. So stop loss just to that's about 200 pips. So on gold, when gold decide to be choppy, you can't be targeting one ratio, two risk reward. You'll be targeting pips. You entered, then it has moved. Our target is usually 50. So you scalp it 50 to 100 pips, multiple of 50. But from that entry here to this, because that at that point here will be a resistance, this 150 pips. So you can collect the 150 pips and over again in that order. Okay, so I think we've done noble. We've done noble. If whoever took that trade, supposed to have made money, and if you like, you can take a partial close since you are, if you are new especially, or if you use big money, right? But certainly, it should deliver, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. So, what again do I want to tell us? The whole summary of this in class is okay. Oh, there's something I was waiting for. So, New York. So, New York has opened. I think so. New York is opened. This is good. New York is open. Where are you? Where are you, New York? Excuse me. New York, New York. If New York we go and sweep London high, that will make so much sense for the sell we're looking for. So New York is open. The unfortunate aspect is that New York opened, but there's a sweep of London for New York. Now, what will happen? So you will now have to exercise patience for the market. So we have to exercise patience for the market to sweep this and then return. So that means because this is the recent high, though above New York, above above London. Well, if we're going to hit to that fair value gap, then we'll travel above here, above Asia session that New London did not sweep. So and then look for a sell. So have you seen how market is a probability, but you work with higher probability? Some people will say, I can tell you categorically and say the market is not your mate. You have to be very careful. The market has no respect for your name, it doesn't know you. Right? So you have to be practical in what you do and not just like because when I see some people say I can tell you this price must go down, it must come up, it must go down. All right, so let's look at this is New York. Okay, there was already a sweep of London on Euro USD, but I told you it doesn't have momentum. If not, we should be buying Euro USD, but lacks momentum. So let's see a total change if we are to buy. If not, forget about it. New York. Uh, excuse me, sorry. You can see gold is struggling. Gold is really choppy within this shortest time. Okay. And again, when you are scalping, please take note. I always warn when you are scalping and when a session is about to happen, even those of us who enter that sell or USD card, I've told you take partial profit or you can just close because now when a new session open, it come with a different character. It's either need to sweep or okay, I'm sure it's like it has been delivered, right? Am I sure? Let me check. USD card. Has it been delivered? Okay, it has not. Still remaining little. Still remaining little. It should deliver ordinarily, okay? But if you're afraid, you can close it. If you're afraid, you can close it. Because if the market need to continue up, need to deliver to a certain level for you to have the conviction. If not, you end up ranging and goes nowhere. So for the market must go up, then the correction must be done appropriately for the market to do what's supposed to do. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I think do you have any question, anyone? Do you have any question? I know some of us who some person chat with me the other time about I don't know, maybe the person will be able to rectify it. Was unable to set up a scanner. The scanner is very simple to set up. You don't know so much work there. So it's just straightforward. You have to subscribe for the scanner. All you do is to click to log your trading account, and then click on. There's no setting. Just to click and click on invite only, and you will see it there. If you don't have any invite, so PBS sniper calls. So you see, you just click it. Then you have PBX S and R zones. You just click it. So the two just they will just get enabled straight away without stressing you for any reason. Okay? Just get and then the other thing you probably want to add to it, actually let me go to GBP. Aha, you see this market here. So you can see this market on 15-minute time frame if you're scalping like has very big volume. But if you don't know yourself, don't scalp it. Now look at it, because I always say if you want to scalp any instrument, it should be instrument that will give you big volume. Code. Now if you go to 5 minutes, let's go to 5 minutes. So on 5 minutes, the signal really come, but I want to have a very nice um, risk reward ratio. So if you see that, immediately it was printing that. So look at the signal here. That means you will have taken a trade. You see, honestly speaking, if you're not lazy, it can be this simple instruction. I've just told us somebody passed 15,000, 150,000 challenge, though that's just to do 6% anyway. That's about $9,000. And if the person is meticulous like that, if you have $150,000 challenge account and you can just be doing only every month, you can just be only doing at least if you start and you're building yourself to just do $5,000 in a month, it's not a bad one. Then maybe some month will definitely go bad. So you manage it when it go bad. It's you that eat it when it was sweet. So you manage it when it go bad. It's one ratio, two risk reward is your first goal. Just like the what we enter USD card. Our first goal was 1:2 risk reward. So it will deliver, it will be very fast. Look at this one. This 19.9 pip as your stop loss. They call it 20 pips. And to do how many pips? 41 point something pips. Now you are now trading. You now go to your position sizing. You are trading with $200. Probably you are risking 10% or 20% or 10% or 5% of it. So let's take it to be 20. I normally put it 22 because of maybe the spread, in case. So say you are going to use 0.09. So even on the average, if it's 20, that means you're going to use 0.1. Simple. 0.1, 20 bucks. It won't waste your time. See, it's better to make it and repeat it again than you want to make everything at a go. Can you see? So you just have to do it that way, and then the market will deliver to you as even as possible. Let's check our USD card. Congratulations. If you're in the trade, you can see now it has delivered. Are you see now? As I said, trading is easy than eating food. I'm not bragging, please, but I'm just telling you that one of the biggest thing about trading is not about how knowledgeable you are about it. It's about how your heart is made up. All right? How you make up your mind. And that's why we said trading is an asset. Trust, just wait for us. We are going to do massive thing about trading. Okay? We say trading is what? It's an asset. And if it's an, they'll just show you. We're not teaching you gambling, please. Trading is an asset. And what make up trading asset? What make up trading asset? So trading assets make up. So I'm sure, congratulations, your trade was delivered. So is equal to mindset plus skill set plus tool set. Okay, can you see now? So if this is the trading as an asset, first mindset, skill set, and tool set. These are the three things you need in trading. Yeah. The other one that would have been a very big problem for me and you is funding. But funding is very simple now. Though can be traumatic because you will need to feed yourself while trying to pass challenge account. So the life of an entrepreneur is not easy. If anyone who tells you that it's easy, it's not telling you the truth. All right. So I just showed you now what is a skill set there. How do you make use of all of those things? I just told you about Fibonacci retracement, and that's what we use in measuring our PD arrays. And I say here, you can imagine professionally when you are trading without a tool set, all right? When you are trading without a tool set, I'm not sure you are going to take this trade because you will even be battling where would the market go to. So, but if you look at it now, on 15 minutes, if you are a day trader, all right, or a scalper, perhaps. So on 15 minutes, if you measure the PDR rate, so that means from here to this place. So here you have the equilibrium up there, equilibrium. In between here to here, you have golden zone, and here to this 78 or 79, you have OTE. So as somebody who want to really trade, we expect the market to deliver at least on 15 minutes now it has delivered to this place. And that was what made you to sell, though risky, but you know what you were doing. A lot of people say, why do you do that? What enable you more? Of course, your mindset, the tool set. So with your mindset, these two will work well. With your mindset, this one will work well. With your mindset, this one will work well. But without mindset, this one, as powerful as it may be, will not work well. With that mindset, this one skill set will not work well. A lot of people today don't want to learn how to trade, how to really be in charge. They don't want to. And the best in the financial market right now is to have access to the right tool and you leverage. Just like we see what we did. I didn't do over analysis, nothing so much that we just took a trade right now. That's tool set. And the mindset is working that, okay, this is it. And we've made up our mind, we put a stop loss. No matter what will happen, we don't want to do anything. We don't want to touch it. Let it be. That was it. No story. We made up our mind and then say, okay, this is it. It's either, so I think the woman say, if I perish, I perish. And she never perished. Okay, so that is it. That's the mindset. And then with the skill set. The skill set is simple. I did one teaching and it was free. And we have about 1,000 people in the group. And I say, whoever that want to learn, I itemize that in 7 wonders of profitable trading. Only 6 people made intention to learn. And I can tell you categorically now, if any of them is on this forum, the perspective they have about trading before is not what they have again. I don't know either OJ or Awuli, are you in? Are you on the call? Awuli, are you on the call? Or whoever attended that training, free training. Not that I have not met with them one-on-one. I only posted the script and the videos for them to go through. And I told them, go through this video 3 times before, no, go through the script 3 times before you go through the video. Then after that, go through the script again and again. Okay? And then thereafter, I'm sure they have been so restless looking at wow. Discipline. That's the thing about this market. So funding, you can have access to prop firm. We have prop firm now that you only pay $8 or $9. And so when you pass the challenge, you pay for the account. So if you blow the account, in fact, for me, that should be what you can use to backtest your strategy. So imagine you are backtesting strategy and you succeed, and then it results to an account that is to be funded. Just look for money to buy it. How about that? Make a lot of sense. All right, so thank you very much, everyone, for coming. At least I love this. We made money. We're waiting for gold, but gold, this from abracadabra is still struggling right now. Go up and down, jumping like a football or table tennis ball, right? You can see the way it's trade engine struggling within this context. You have to be very careful. All right, so do have a nice time, everybody. You want to get access to our scanner, you can chat with us or chat with anyone who must have talked to you within our community, and then you subscribe, have access to more training and information, and even live signal, and so that we'll trade together. Thank you very much. Do have a nice time.